Okay, we are live. Good evening, everyone who are online. Welcome to another Enterprise Wednesday. It's a fire chat session, uh, a different team every 2 weeks. And this time around, we have a wonderful guest, Mr. Brandon Lowe from SecureKi, who's joined us this evening as the participant or the guest on our fire chat for Enterprise Wednesday. But a little bit of a twist this time around, unlike before. I've got a partner in crime, and his name is William, who is a School of Foundation student. He was going to join me in moderating this session this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fire chat. Uh, just like all fire chats, this will be very short and sweet, straight to the point, with a lot of fire. And I hope Mr. Brandon can take our fire. Uh, a very good evening, Brandon, and welcome to APU's online series, our Enterprise Wednesdays. Happy to have you on board.
Hi everyone, thanks Prof. Vinish and also APU for organizing. Appreciate your effort. Well, let's do the fire chat now.
Okay, thank you. I've known you, Brandon, for quite some time now, a couple of years, more than a couple of years, actually. And you've been a loyal friend of APU. You have come many times to campus to share your opinions on cybersecurity, your insights into industry application for cybersecurity. In fact, you have talked to our students before. You have also talked to some of our researchers on potential projects that we can work on. So we're very happy to have you on board. It's a partnership that has been that started very soft and taken its pathway, and a good friend as well, Brandon.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
So this Enterprise Wednesdays, we always talk about entrepreneurs that have gone through the journey of building something into which was nothing basically into something that has gained momentum into their startup, which has progressed into a very decent business venture. And today, what we're wanting to do is to share on our team from stability to the unknown. We have gone through a very good start many years ago, and now we have recently gone into the unknown, and now we are recovering from that so-called twilight zone, which is the unknown phase. But I know you probably have different views, so I want to start off with by just asking you the first question, which is, maybe you should tell us a little bit about your background and history from your younger days, just as an opener. Your younger days to tertiary, university, and how you entered the workforce, and a little bit of a background just to share with the audience who Brandon Lowe is. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks. I think. Actually, I'm from Malacca. Actually, so during my early days in the secondary school, I studied in Chinese school. Then after that, my secondary school, I went to St. David High School in Malacca. Then after my SPM, so I went into the engineering foundation where I took a course in the INT engineering. So I did my foundation there. Then I supposed to go for UK actually doing my what I call my further study. But during that time was a crisis. See, so after that I applied to MMU actually. So I did my bachelor degree in computer science in Malacca first. Then after that, I went to Cyberjaya campus. So I did my local degree in MMU. So then after I completed my bachelor degree, then I start to go to join the workforce in about 2002, for example. Then I started in NTT MSc first as a network engineer first. At the time, that one took me about 2.5 years. So during the NTA days, I learned a lot of those networking actually. So because I have a passion about networking. So during the early days in the in the university, we do a lot of online gaming, in the campus life, all these things, right? But sometimes the network was so slow, we don't know what happened. See, so I was very curious about how the networking works, for example, right? That's why I really apply all my job in a networking company. So I sent a lot of CV into a lot of these networking company. So NTT actually responded me to have an interview session. So I managed to get into NTT. and I learned a lot from NTT at the time. So I doing from cabling, like cable, straight cable, cross cable, coax cable. It might sound straight to you, but those my early day I do cabling. Then I set up the ISDN, the call, modem people can call from home, the kind of networking. Then after that, I do a lot of this hosting, DNS, email, list line, very corporate. Then after complete about 2 years plus, so I moved into another bigger company called Mesin Niaga. So it's one of the largest local company in Malaysia, Mesin Niaga. So Mesin Niaga, actually, I learned a lot of things from Mesin Niaga. So I also did a lot of my certification in Mesin Niaga. So I achieved my CISO certification from CCNA, CCNP, IP, whatever you name it, I have all the certification in Mesin Niaga. So I did the first MPLS for Telecom Malaysia, whereby I help Telecom Malaysia to build the first MPLS to move from the coins frame layer network into the first MPLA. Then from there we build out the Metro V network until today. So now the network in our the network is all different. So we talk about all like MPLS, SD-WAN, Metro V, but all the foundation are built on the MPLS. Then after Mesin Niaga 3 years plus, right? So I managed to enter the multinational called EMC at the time. That's where actually I took up my career path. So for example, right, in a Mesin Niaga, for example, right, I was earning about, let's say, about 3K plus a time. But when someone actually from the industry joined the EMC, actually they get me to join the EMC, whereby they offer me 4 times the salary, actually 4 times. And at the time I also have bond because I did those certification. So EMC actually pay off my bond. Okay. So during EMC I learned a lot. I enjoy traveling when I'm young at the time. I enjoy traveling. So I travel like, a few countries like Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia. That's why I do a lot of this as a pre-sales first. Pre-sales means support. We focus a lot of software because when I joined EMC, it's a new business software focused on a network called fault management. We focus a lot of telco network. Telco network is big and complex, right? So when an issue happen in, let's say, in a one router, right, we want to know which customer is impacted, right? So that time we focus a lot of fault management in EMC. So during EMC, I also changed different role from technical pre-sales. Then after that, I also become the business development. That's why I understand the how the business work. So after EMC about 2 years plus, right? Then my manager last time, who recruited me in EMC, he joined Computer Associate as one of the key leader in APU. So he also start to pull us in, those people who worked with him before, and a good partnership. So they bring us in CA. So in CA, it took me about 4 years. So I also focus a lot of business development in Malaysia and Brunei at the time. So I was an account director for a few key accounts, right? So after that, right, I only start my entrepreneurship in 2015 until now. So this is my early days of my younger days and into tertiary and into the workforce of Vidish.
Oh, that's very interesting. What I take from this, Brandon, is that something that I can relate to. You started off as a hands-on person,
Yes, correct.
Playing with cables. That's the best
Yes.
way to do it. Understanding how cables work. Yeah, okay, everything's wireless now, but those days, everything was cabled, and a lot of things are still cabled. So from there, you went into sales, and that's where you went into the business side of things, where you actually approach customers.
Yes.
And understanding customer needs and requirements. So you had the entire spectrum of hands-on relationship with business and customers, and I think that sort of got you onto the footing onto building your startup.
Yes,
and that's
because correct, you're right.
You didn't just come out from university and build your startup. You had a taste for the industry.
Yes, correct.
That's
So
important, right?
correct. So during my early days, right, because we do the project end to end. So for doing a project implementation, troubleshooting, everything actually, to be honest, multinational also one leg kicking, to be honest. So we do a lot of this thing, and of course we get support for the regional people, all this thing. But end of the day, we still had to deliver. The customer got issue, all these things we had to handle. That's why. So then we understand customer issues and also customer satisfaction is very important during my early days. Yeah.
Fantastic. I know William is eager to shoot a question. William, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah.
But you most definitely have had the most adventurous career and education. You really have. But what drove you into developing a startup? What kind of challenges did you experience around your business idea, and how did you deal with it?
Yeah, actually, to be honest with you, I don't have when I was in the multinational, actually I don't have the intention to develop a startup, but it was
Oh,
a wake up call for me. Why? Because I have one of my very senior in the multinational. He's been working for this multinational for 20 over years. Right, they are very senior. Or multinational is good. You learn a lot of things. Salary are very good. Actually, you have perks. You can travel business class. Where we enjoy. All right, but it hit me when the management shift of management at the time. Right, this guy is a very on my mentor. So he was let go by the multinational. So when he let go from the multinational, right, he had to they had asked him to leave Singapore and had to go back to his own country. You see, so that's why he told me, right, he been helping the multinational building for 20 over years, and they just say thank you for your service. Now we don't need you, and it was a wake up call actually for me at the time. So I was thinking, wow, if I'm his age like that, and I contribute so much to this company, and they just say, "Oh, thank you for your service, Mr. Brandon. We work very well, and thank you very much." And it was a wake up call for me at the time, and I start to wonder, right? So what should I do? And during multinational, right? Actually, we spend a lot of time actually having a con call with US and traveling, see. And this is also I also wondering, see. So should I, you are actually when you're younger day you're okay, but you're getting older, right? You start to wonder, right? Should I continue this kind of path? That's why it was a wake up call for me to start doing something. See, so of course, during my early days, the time the business time, actually I already have a what I call idea what to deliver. For example, right? So when I was in multinational, I also partner actually with my current co-founder. I know him more than 10 years. So the time I'm a CA tonight, we have a one component which we cannot do. So actually we get this third party software to complement a CA solution. Okay. So that's why I know him more than 10 years. So when I do a startup at the time, right, we actually develop, for example, right, the software itself for ground up. But early days, right, the software was being buggy and limitation. This is because the product when you develop product, you can be perfect. You need to have a minimum viable value product which you want to sell it. But during the early days, actually, we hit a lot of limitation, and also recently because we don't have any customer base, the product is new in the market, the branding is new in the market. This is what we faced during the early startup, the step back the first 3 years. So this is my experience in the early startup day,
mm,
William.
okay. It definitely was a blessing in disguise. You being called off work. I definitely believe that this was something that needed to happen. I
Yeah.
definitely believe that. But uh, the gaps. Did you have any gaps in knowledge and experience? And how did you try to acquire that knowledge? To overcome any challenges that you had in your startup.
Yeah, okay. Running a startup is very different. To be honest, to be honest with you, you're working for a company because the company already has SOP. You can follow the business process, all right. But running a startup actually, there's nothing actually different. You have to do it everything by yourself, right? We a lot of things, right? Is to be honest, it's quite ad hoc, okay, for a startup, right? It's like everything, certain requirement we had to customize for customer, but knowledge and experience was not the gap. Actually, we have the experience, we have the knowledge how to solve customer problem. But
Mm,
the key challenges we have, for example, right, is the customer whether they want to accept my product or not. And also we have a lack of customer reference side. This is our key challenge because we are no name compared to people in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. People have used a product for so long, and we are nobody. So this is our challenge, right? So we want to get the market share. We want to get the customer. So actually, we spend a lot of time to acquire the customer. Actually, so these were early days challenges.
mm,
Yeah, very interesting, Brandon. I know,
Yeah.
Brandon. Entrepreneurs always have goals, and it's a lot of it is moved between personal and business goals.
Yeah.
And if you look at personal goals, usually it's you try to determine the target size of your business when you launch it. And a lifestyle of an entrepreneur and his or her venture does not really have to grow very large
Yep.
at times. But in fact, a business that becomes too big might prevent the startup founder from actually enjoying your own life. When it gets too big, how you manage it. So, in contrast, right, there are some entrepreneurs that actually seek capital gains and they build larger companies enough to support the entire infrastructure that they're sitting on, so that their day-to-day intervention becomes easier. What is in terms of your entrepreneurial personal and business goals, right?
Yeah.
Are they linked? And if they are linked, what was your strategy towards achieving those goals?
Actually, personal and business is a very great area to this view, right? Because my personal goal actually is I want to build up a trusted brand actually, for my solution. A solution called PAM, Prevent Assessment. I want to build the branding, okay? This is my personal goal. Because end of the day, right, when I come out from as a multinational, right, um, I don't have any branding. I'm just Brandon only. I don't have associate with like multinational name or this. So I want to start to build the own branding. See, so this is my personal goal, right? So of course for the business, right, I want to acquire the market share and also want to have this mindset, right, to work with to tell the people in the market actually in Malaysia we can able to develop this kind of such kind of technology and we're able to provide this kind of solution in more affordable way. All right, and also because the quality it cannot be too 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 bad from the multinational because I've seen multinational products itself, right? The product are not that fantastic, right? But they are in good in marketing. Many times, right, the multinational they are very good in marketing. So I start to look at the business strategy. So when my early days, I only fight those are battlefield I can win. I do not go for big, the kinds of big customer. No, I generally want to help customer to solve their issues. That's all. Right. So after I helping to solve the issue, that's why I slowly build out the what I call the trusted name among the industry among the customer. Then they're helping me to sell. So word of mouth is very important because people move around the industry. So after they move a company to another company, eventually they are call us in to provide our solution to help them to solve their security issue. So this is my what I call my personal and business goal actually together, go together.
That's nice. That's nice. So you have it intrinsically linked, actually, in a way.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
William. What else can we
Um,
touch on?
well, usually in startups and businesses in general, the decision that you make, whether small or big, can actually influence to a large result. So, what are the small, in particular, the small kinds of changes, the small kinds of decisions that you have made during your startup that actually achieved a very big positive result?
Yeah. Okay. I think this is more the startup. But actually, we need to have this one. Actually, for startup, we had to go extra mile beyond the scope. For example, to help customer actually. For example, because actually, in order for customer to trust you, for example, you had to deliver extra mile. For example, you help customer to solve the issue, although it's not an issue, by helping them to identify where are the issue, where are the gaps. Okay, so this is what I do. Provide a very small changes means that accountability. I also helping customer actually to find out what are the issue all these things. That's why after that we get the trusted, for example, the from customer know when they have a problem, you always be there for them. You see, you won't run away. You don't push away their problems. In fact, actually, we're helping them together to troubleshoot to find out where are the problems rely on this. So from there, right? Okay, of course, end of the day, right? We get a bigger the positive result because once customers are very happy, they generally they share around their circle of friends or CIO. That's how the industry works. That's why we always give extra miles, give extra what we do beyond the scope what customer want. Wherever we can, I think we can help. We just do it for the customer. So this is what we do, provide more value added to the customer. It's what the small changes actually we give to the customer. Sometimes certain things we do not charge the customer. We just do for free for customer also.
Okay,
That's
definitely
interesting.
valuable information.
William, don't you agree that the two key words there that Brandon brought aboard is customer satisfaction and
Definitely.
then going the extra mile?
Yeah.
And
It's
as a startup, usually you're very focused,
Yeah.
but business sense is also very important. I think satisfaction is very important because if customers are not satisfied, then sustainability of the business is basically not intact. Now, I want to touch a little bit on sustainability. So usually we have long-term sustainability does not really concern entrepreneurs, and looking for quick profits from an in and out deals is not sustainable at all.
Yeah.
And Brandon, you did agree that on the point of going the extra mile because you're looking at a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
So similarly, lifestyle entrepreneurs who are only interested in generating enough cash flow, for example, to maintain a certain way of life, they do not really meet the sustainable growth for a startup. So I think a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs out there have gone for this kind of venture whereby it is I deem them as lifestyle entrepreneurs rather than sustainable entrepreneurs. But in the sustainability and the perception of these kind of lifestyle entrepreneurs, what have you done to ensure that your business is sustainable? And at which point did you know that your startup had actually reached a stable business point?
Okay, yeah. Actually, you are quite a very good point, Jay. The first 3 year of startup is very crucial to survive. The survival is very important actually. So actually, during my early startup, actually, I took out a lot of cash myself, saving to run the startup, and also I also borrowed money to be able to run the startup. I reached a point actually I wanted to go back to work because I really was running out of cash to sustain my startup business. But of course, during the startup business, luckily I have an investor actually come in to help me to sustain the operation actually itself. So it's very important. So that because when you're able to sustain the operation, I can really focus again, for example, to build my product. If let's say the investor doesn't come in to help me in operation, actually, is what you say. We just want to have a quick win, big money. Every month we are thinking of cash flow. Oh, man, how can I pay my staff? This is really not easy. I cannot focus, right? So lucky during the summer time, right? I have of course my personal friends, of course, right? They do the investment and of course they are very successful businessmen. So they invest person into my company, right? To help me to actually to fund my operation cost. So actually, the first 3 years we are not making money. Actually, first 3 years we are zero sales, no sales at all. In fact, we do a lot of work. We do a lot of proof of concept. We do a lot of presentation. Or customer just don't buy. Why? Because when you understand from customer say we are not even 3 years. So after 3 years, where will be? You see, a lot of customers like that. You see, they want to see whether are you able to sustain 3 years. You see, so when I really have a stable business in the fourth year, in the third year, I start to win certain key banks at the time, and I give them a very affordable price, which the price they cannot resist. They cannot say no. I do everything for them. We are very affordable. So I managed to crack the account. So after I managed to win the small deal in the bank, then the next following I expand like wildfire. I replace the old system from there. This way I are able to provide a sustainable business. So the other the different thing I did is instead of they buy capex means they population license. I offer them as a subscription model. So they pay at this grow subscription model. So a subscription model is very sticky. So like this year I found one customer subscription. The following year, I find another customer subscription. Then I got 2 customers. So now currently I build a lot of those are large customers are using subscription basis. You said the 4th year and 5th year I able to sustain because subscription is customer must buy every year. That's why now I able to do a sustainable business because the sustainable business able to cover my operation costs. That's why I know that I able to stabilize my business at the moment. It's how the turning point when I win a key account actually.
Okay. But dwelling on stability, we know that the pandemic has definitely caused a lot of instability during these past recent years. Some businesses have just been hanging by the cliff. Some have fallen over the edge. Some have actually somehow prospered. But in your case, has the pandemic posted a stiff challenge, and how did you overcome this challenge?
Yeah, but actually the opposite side during pandemic actually we are doing quite well actually we are because right actually we help many customers to achieve the zero trust actually why because when pandemic people a lot of people work from home for example right but working when you work from home at the time right you need security to provide we require identity verification for example because you connect from home right we want to provide a very secure verification to the user. You make sure you are the legitimate user when you connect into your own company network. Okay. So at the time, we also provide like the secure, for example, remote support because during pandemic, we got you have a remote support from vendors, people from overseas. See, but how do you make sure those people will not connect during office hour how can you control not 24/7 allow them to come in anytime anywhere they want so we provide a very a solution control solution whereby the people cannot connect 24/7 anywhere they like so we provide this kind of control for a lot of banks and also some key enterprise customer so we help them actually to really achieve the we call it the zero trust right to secure their network and infrastructure where people can work from home and so allow third party vendor connect into their environment and provide the security assurance. That's what we do during the pandemic time.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think I have to take my hat off to you, Brandon. It's either the type of business you do, the type of startup you run, or it's just that COVID was that kind of situation where you were a gainer in that scenario. But whatever it is, I think you pulled through. There are a lot of businesses, a lot of industries that actually sort of scale down, sort of went into hidden into a cave or something like that during that period. But you managed to pull through, and you took the opportunity that how a period like that and a landscape like that or a situation like that could actually be beneficial to you. That's great. I come from a background that I've always got this notion in mind, and I think William's going to agree with me, and William should agree with me, is that if you don't work hard, you won't achieve success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
How do startups, and this is basically going to be my sort of final question for this fire chat, but I want to stress on the amount of work you have put in, the amount of hours you have put in to ensure that you have reached stability, ensure that you overcome challenges, and how does that relate as an advice to future startups which are emerging like mushrooms out there? Maybe you can share with that in a closing story for all our audiences.
Okay, good. Okay, I think this is for my personal opinion. Right, let's for start right. Let's say you are doing something which you're able to improve, for example, certain quality of life, or you can improve certain help company to improve certain, let's say, processes or improve generally in improving the quality of life. Or I think the product can sell, for example, right? So I think for startup, I think it's very important to have passion, for example, right? So there's a few types of startup. So some startup they want to go for money first, for example, right? And some startup they are passionate to build the solution. So to me, I'm more the type is to build a solution and organic grow as well. And I think for people who are looking for startup, I think you guys, right? I can say you have a passion, just go ahead, because I think you guys are able to afford. I think some mistake during your early young day, and you don't have much commitment. And at this time, to be honest, for us, we have commitment, right? So when we're in startup, right, actually we can no turning back. Actually, we have to go very persistent and consistent, and very important is never give up, keep going until you see the light at the slight light at the tunnel, and is there you can see you are going to the right direction. So once you have your perseverance and continuing growing, right, the success will automatically will come to you, because you are helping customer or helping someone to improve for their quality of life or improve their business. When it's generally helping them to improve certain matters, right? I tell you, the success will come eventually to you. So this is what I learned my experience, profit for week.
What's next for you? That's what you just shared is a testament to how someone would want to follow your passion. I think passion is the driver for many things,
Yes,
and a lot
correct.
of
Yeah.
startups actually, not all but many, are actually built on passion.
Yeah.
What is next for SecureKi and Brendan Lowe in the
Okay.
next 12 months?
Right. The next one is quite what I call interesting, because during these 3 months we also build a new product. Why? Because after a customer they use our core product, right, they want to improve their IT operation. What we actually hear a lot of customer what they want to address their current their IT security challenges. So we build a new product, then we give them to try to use all these things. So for me, is for my plan is quite straightforward actually. For Malaysia, I want to build a brand whereby I can help a lot of organization in a very affordable way. At the same time, we secure the environment. So this is my motto: generally to help the customer. And the long run, actually, I want to grow across the Southeast Asia. So every country, I want to actually have too many one sales and one pieces running the region for me as well. And of course, and there is very important. Also, I also looking into the partnership with some university, for example, right, to keep doing the new thing, R&D, all this thing, because I have many ideas. Because the next few year, I can see, right, people are struggling with the password. I want to do something about passwordless. Because now so many things. Sometimes you cannot remember the password now. So I want to build something, together with someone. Maybe I can start with APU, to look at the new thing like passwordless. It's a way to go. But this is what I want to build in the next few years. And of course,
Fantastic.
So
a lot of people talk about AI, all this, but AI will coming in a later phase. AI.
So I think you have already set your pathway. You want to cross border. You want to
Yes,
cross
yes,
border and you want
correct.
to cross waters.
Yes,
So
yes,
you're actually going into unknown territory. So
yes,
that is a different unknown territory that you will
yes,
take your stability and your stable startup onto the
yeah,
next steam.
yeah,
And we're happy to see that as a friend and as APU as a partner, industry partner with you.
yeah.
I think we've come to the end of the fire chat, and I want to see any questions. I'm going to ask my back door. Okay, there are some questions. I'm going to take those questions as soon as I get them, Brandon.
Oh, sure.
but most
And
definitely, you have a lot of trophies in your cabinet, and you definitely have a lot of trophies that you still want to get to from your story. So it's
yeah,
it's all about perseverance, it's all about effort, endurance, and determination,
Yeah.
because there's always light at the end of that tunnel. So thank you very much, Mr. Brandon.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think generally, I think student, right? I think entrepreneurship, right? You can focus either B2B or B2C. But currently, a lot of people are focused on B2C actually, direct into the consumer market, whereby actually because now it's digital world actually. I think it's much better, actually easy. During our early days, We don't have much people like Facebook. We don't have much like LinkedIn to promote. So we have to do a lot of physical, presentation. We have to do a lot of what I call uh, uh, meeting people, get their time, build the trust, these are a very long way, you see. But now I think the business is run differently now, especially COVID-19 now.
Still waiting for some questions. Okay, yeah, I have one there. In your opinion, Brandon, what do you think is the main reason for your achievement today? If you have one main root reason to where you have reached, what would it be?
I mean, okay. I mean, to me now, right, is my is a phase I want to accelerate because I just managed to pass the startup phase now. So it's now is to accelerate and to build a team now, right? So currently my achievements is that I able to sustain now, right? I no longer consider a startup now. For example, I can consider as a more stable company now. For the stable company now, I want to build more. For example, I'm starting to grow, starting to build my more sales team, to start to build more my direct partner and more partnership in the different country now. So this current I am going now as the phase for next year, right? So
Okay, so you're almost
I
going into
cannot say
the
yeah,
franchising partnership
yes,
phase.
correct,
Yes, okay.
franchising correct, right, correct.
All right. All right. We have another question from Chong Yi Xian. What was your biggest fear when you planned to leave your previous company? So moving from the industry onto your own footing in a startup, what was your biggest fear?
Actually the biggest fear I have is running out of money. This is bigger fear because this is a key to be we have to eat, and right, this is my biggest fear, right? So of course, for a very stable, the income every month you have a very stable income. For example, 5-figure income, or very stable. But when you come out, you have nothing. You have to find sales yourself. You have to do everything by yourself. You don't have a team. See, so this is my biggest fear. So another biggest fear is after, what if I cannot excel? Why I fail? See, those are my biggest fear. See, how if I cannot sustain? See, if I cannot sustain after 3 years, I want to make a stop. Okay, let's stop this, right? But many times, right, in the third year of the time, actually, I start to have fear whether am I going the right path or not. To be honest with you, right? This is the inside my head, okay. But sometimes, right, I had to cool down myself. Okay, no, I had to commit myself. Okay, I'm choosing the right path now. Okay, there's no turning back. You just keep moving. You see, this is what I'm telling myself, right?
That's wonderful. So what you did was just keep on striving, but you overcame
Mm,
that fear of cash flow. You
yes,
got an investor as well. So
correct.
wonderful.
Mm.
We've got another question, and this possibly could be the last question for this evening. Did you have a mentor who helped you in your startup journey? That's very important.
Yes,
Did you
yes,
have
you
a
have.
mentor?
Correct. My
That's very
mentor
nice.
actually,
Okay.
correct. My mentor actually also my investor actually. My
Mm.
mentor also my investor
Okay.
because they are running the very successful business already more than 20 years. They already had a channel in the market already very established. I just leverage on their network as well, and actually I actually took a shortcut because they're running a channel. There are many resellers under their IT channel, right? So I just leverage on their strength. Very important to leverage on people's strength. See, you don't build it yourself. See, you leverage on people's strength itself. Then from there, you level everyone the different strength itself. Then from there, we try to build a trust. The business usually is a trust. So I managed to get the mentor because the mentor is able to link us with some of the reseller or customer. Then from there, they give us opportunity to present our vision, our solutions. So it's very important to get someone very familiar in the industry. Like for example, let's say you want to do something like IT or security. You see, the mentor is very important because they tell you we are the right direction, which direction is no is different because they have the experience. You see, and where you can save your years actually. It's very important in the mentor during your startup journey.
Whenever we train mentors, whenever we train entrepreneurs at APU, we also have mentors, and we are also training them. But it is also nice to have an industry established practitioner who has really run a very good business to come in as a mentor and to leverage his network, his expertise, and his experience. And I think you were lucky enough to have that, and I applaud you for that. We are at the end of our Enterprise Wednesday Fire Chat, Brendan.
All right.
I want to make one statement before I do anything else. I want to remind the audiences who are part of the APU student community that if you want to get your e-certificate for attending today's Enterprise Wednesday, please scan the page that will be shown later. Yeah, do the needful so that you can get your records and your e-certificates. Just to close up, I would like to thank you, Brendan, a good friend to APU, for your time this evening, for sharing your insights on the Fire Chat on Enterprise Wednesday. And we look forward to your continuous health in terms of your business ventures. And hopefully we can be part of your boat that crosses the border, into the waters of the unknown space. And I wish you well on that. I think you will do well. I thank you for sharing your insights with all our participants today. And I'd like to thank my partner in crime, William. He's already shaking his head, saying that I know what to do as a startup. And he's grinning there because you know why? If he needs a mentor, it is you who will be the mentor, Brendan, for sure.
Sure, don't worry. I mean, I think it's very important because in the market, right? Currently, we're still learning because there's so many successful people in the market. Like I also continue learning from very successful people now. Because another thing, we need to be humble. We have to learn from the success people. You see, that's very important.
All right. Thank you, Brendan, once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my backdoor team, for organizing this. And have a wonderful evening. Please scan. Don't forget to scan. Yeah, get your e-certs. Brendan, we'll catch up soon.
Sure. Thanks. Okay. Thanks, Professor.
Everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your evening.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.